Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is November the 4th, 2022, and it's 10 o'clock p.m. And tonight we're going to kick off the official sew-in for this Loin quilt project. Courtney's going to be joining me, and we've sent links for anybody else that would like to. Feel free to hop in and sew along with us. I'm going to show you what we're doing while I'm waiting on Courtney. In case you're just tuning in and you don't know what we're doing, we're going to be doing the FPP Lion. It's abstract and it's FPP by Violet Craft. So with that being said, I'm going to slip into the chat real quick and play catch up. So with that being said, hello, Nancy Gus, and welcome. Let me see here. Sandra K, hello, sweetheart, and welcome to the chat tonight. If you'd like to join, I've sent you the link as well. Yo, Patty G is in the house. Welcome, darling. Nancy Gus, hope you're feeling better, sweetheart. Sorry to hear about your back, and rest is best. Delia, hello. Joe said to make sure I told you hello back at you, kid. Shelly Clark, hello, sweetheart. Joe, Courtney's in the waiting room if you want to let her in now. Let me see. Shelly Clark. Guess who? Nancy, the debt-free quilter. Hey, hey, girl. Heather, if you want to join, let me know and I'll shoot you the link as well, sweetie. Cherie, hello. I'm going through Brenda Foley. Hello, sweetheart. The link's been sent to you as well if you'd like to sit in and sew your own projects. I think I've got it all caught up in the chat. So, hello, Miss Courtney, and welcome.
Sorry it took a bit, but it's sleeting and getting ice.
Well, that's a long walk to your studio.
Yeah, it's slippery on my porch, so.
Absolutely. Safety first, babe. Hello, Vicky, and welcome, sweetheart. Maybe in a bit with the minion. Okay, when the minions go to bed. Do you have Heather's? Can you send her the link?
Yeah, I can send her the.
Yeah, go ahead and send her the link. She's gonna hop in after the kids go to bed.
People save the link.
And everybody, if you've been given the link, save the link because Joe has set it up for the entirety of the time frame for this project. So you'll always be able to use this link. Sandra K has the link. There's quite a few that we went ahead and sent the link to. You don't have to sew the project. If you want to just sit in and sew on something else, feel free to. It's basically Courtney and I sewing it. I believe Nancy is also sewing it along at home. And there's several others that have reached out that they're also going to be sewing. Courtney has pulled her project back out. And she had been on the hold for a little while we were waiting. She's going to show you how far she is, and she's way ahead of all of us. And that's okay. So, like I said, if you're joining in late, we're doing the Lion. The directions are pretty straightforward. Tonight's goal is to work through number 1 through 10, and that'll give us this part of the top and the center right there. So if I've got my math right, and you never know, we should be able to knock this out in its entirety. The goal is before Christmas, but we'll see how it goes. I've got it broke down into segments as we work this along. So all I can say is we're going to give it a go and see how it happens. I'm sewing along. Yes, you are beautiful. So far, I went ahead and worked it because I wanted to test and see how this freezer paper was going to work. And Courtney, I'm telling you, at first, when you told me about the freezer paper, I was like, okay. And then halfway through making the templates, I was like, you better know what you're doing, girl, because I was just dying. You know that.
Yeah.
After I worked these up, I could not believe how well they stick to the freezer paper, and I didn't have to use not one drop of glue or anything. So you were dead on with that.
That's
And
what I
thank
did
you.
on the, what was the other quote? Wolf.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that tidbit.
You
So
are-
I've got my piece 1, piece 2, and piece 3. So I'm to the point to where I'm going to marry these together while Courtney's showing you hers.
So this is how far I've gotten.
That looks amazing.
This was the original first line pattern that they did with a different color. So
I think it's going to be so pretty. Now, let me ask you a question. You are leaving all of your paper in until you're done. Am I correct?
yes,
I saw some different sections of the pattern. It says you can take it out or you can leave it.
I prefer to leave it because it holds the paper, it holds that quilt together to know till you get to the end. You can have
Okay.
fun.
I
Or
wanted,
you have little grandkids tear the paper out for you.
so
That's a little bit.
let me slip back up. Brenda Foley says, thanks, but not tonight, trying to concentrate on her cross stitch, and that's just fine. Dahlia, hello. Dahlia Badger, I'm saying that right. And if I butcher it, I'm sorry. Let me see. Vicky Lemire's in the house. Sandra K is working the chatting. Marla, hello, sweetheart, and welcome. Shelley Clark. I don't want to miss anybody. Intense. Courtney, I love it. Yo, Patty G said that for you, honey.
Okay. Sorry, I had to check the heater because normally it's hot in here, but it's not tonight.
And that's okay.
Still working. Makes me happy.
Teresa Louise,
Tucker's here and Teresa Louise.
she's cooking dinner, but she's listening. Hey, Tucker. Hello, sweetheart, and welcome to the chat, buddy. So far, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and marry my seams here, and then I'll pick the center out so that we're gonna have it lined up. But what I like to do, and Courtney, correct me if I'm wrong, to make sure that I'm getting lined up, I'm taking a little pin just so that I'm making sure that everything's lined up. And I want to make sure that when I set this seam in, it's lined up.
Mhm.
And then I'll line my row up. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put a quick clip in it. That way it doesn't shift or twitch. It's going to twitch on me. And if anybody doesn't know, I still got a little tiny dab of the COVID brain going on. I'm a little foggy yet, but I'm doing my best I can. I'll be working on my paper piece after I get home in a few minutes. Tucker, if you want the link and you want to join me, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and just send it just so you have it, buddy. It'd be fun to have you sit and sew with us for a bit.
Yeah.
So if you choose to use the link, hon, you've got it. And this link will be good anytime that we're doing this project. Feel free to just hop in, bud.
So this was the first packet that I got when it first came out.
Oh, wow. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me open this back up. I like it with that black.
Yeah.
Had I have
bought
seen,
the whole kit itself. So
yeah, if I would have seen that black, hold it up a little bit closer. Look at the difference. I'm trying to line mine up with yours. Look at that.
mhm.
The similarities, but I really like that black.
I enjoy the black because it actually makes the line itself pop out.
Absolutely.
And I have froggy brain as well, but I know what I'm doing with FPP. It's just a long day with good kids.
Good.
Got to take that blessing when I've had good kids this week.
Absolutely. Nellie, you've got the link if you'd like to still join tonight. I sent that earlier. Thanks, Donna. I might pop on, you never know. If you want to, buddy, the link's there. Use it. Like I said, anytime you want for this project. Make sure that if you've been sewing on something else, that you do drop your stitch length before you get started. Lori, hello, sweetheart, and welcome. And I've already checked to make sure that I was dropped really tight on this project.
Yeah. So since I stopped, I messed up on one of my budgets.
And that's okay.
So I'm gonna fix it.
Now's the
And like
time.
Beth always says, hey, painter's tape or masking tape.
That's what you've told me. And you're going to make mistakes. Everybody is. And that's part of the process.
They say to measure your fabric out, but sometimes you never can get it guaranteed. That is the big thing. And Linda, no, I will not be working next week. I am actually eventually back on my normal schedule because she's coming back Monday. So I get freedom and be back to volunteering.
All right. Marla, I went to the hospital last Friday morning in an ambulance, kept passing out. Wait a minute, they did have a heart cath on Monday. Everything was clean and I'm home now. Welcome home, sweetheart. And I'm sorry we didn't know, or I'd have been asking for prayers for you.
Yeah.
And something come up on my time hop, not that we ever need a reminder of this event, but today marks 1 year ago that Joe had his heart attack. And he this Monday would make 1 year that they did the heart cath on him. And then Thanksgiving Day is when he had his bypass. So November was quite hectic last year for us. And we're lucky to have this fella because what he had was what they call the Widowmaker. And we weren't letting him check out.
Nope.
Yeah, more video. Yay, more videos. Not me, LOL, no mistakes. I don't know of any quilter that can say they've never made mistakes. So what I've done so far as following the directions is going ahead and where your seams are, go ahead. Once you get those married in and you're happy with your placements before you press it out. The book says you can do the seams in either way. I'm just letting them fall to the natural. I'm not going to iron them open because my personal preference is it's going to weaken my seam.
Yeah.
So I've got that one in and I'm going to go ahead and give it a press just to set that in.
Hi, Janet, and good morning to you. As I have rain, sleet, possibly snow tonight. Talk about the center of the world.
Absolute. Excuse me, guys. Bear with me while I'm hacking up a lung. I don't think this hack will ever leave me. Let me see. A friend of mine had the Widowmaker, but he didn't make it through the night. I get it. Howdy, Donna, Joe, and everyone. I hope everyone's doing fabulous. What happened was I was out of town with our daughter and had come home and Joe just didn't look right, was really, really not feeling well at all. And needless to say, we got him in, got him checked out, and hence all the testing and straight into open heart. Everything played out the way God wanted it to, and we've still got our guy. He says, I'm too mean to die on you. I will take a snow over tornado. Absolutely, just saying. We had just had gusty winds all day. Janet Johnson, we didn't get snow where I live. And Dahlia's telling everyone hello. So I'm on the second section and I did use the pen for my placement. And I'm following every tip that this pattern's giving. And then a few that I'm questioning, I always ask Courtney along the way because she's done this pattern. And as you can see, she's pretty far into it. But pinning and always checking is going to save you a lot of heartache when it comes to seam ripping.
Yep.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to have to. The goal is I don't want to. So now I've got that placed in where it needs to go, and I'm going to pick this paper. And as soon as you get the paper out, it lays so nice. How many of you are doing the Loin quilt, Janet? Hi, Janet Johnson. Welcome, baby. I have 11 people that have reached out to me. Most are going to be sewing from home. And when it comes closer to the end, they will be joining us on the live for the big reveal. But for right now, it's just Courtney and I. Nancy Gus is selling at home, and I have not asked permission to drop the names of the others. So without doing that, I'd rather not. We have been having windstorms and heavy rain for the past 2 days. I'm sorry to hear that, Mary.
Oh, this morning I thought I was going to lose power.
Oh my.
But I
Oh.
am glad it didn't happen.
I heard you.
So about 2 or 3 blocks ahead of me, and a couple teachers plus the principal had no power.
Oh my.
Yeah. So we've kind of had a day of one.
When did your power come back?
Mine kind of just flickered, but I do not know for sure what time it came back on because
All right.
I was at work.
I'm working on a template and a little pattern, LOL. There are 2 of the different projects. Would love to do it maybe down the track as I have many quilts on at the moment. Absolutely. So this is section 1, 2, and 3 now joined together. And I'm loving the way that it's given the real crisp look. So I'm going to stick this up here on the board behind me and get moving to the next. Why am I trying to press that on the board? The paper's not going to let it stick.
Nope.
The schools are here letting the kids out early due to a tornado warning. So sometimes you're going to see, if you lay out your numbers, as an example, a couple of them is going to look alike, but they're going to be inverted backwards. So with that being said, when I'm looking at my pattern, all my pieces, I go ahead and pre-fold for that section. That way it's going to make it streamlined just a little bit better for me. And then as you can see, these are the same, but they're going to, the way they're going to lay out. So when I cut for one, I'm going to cut for both. And like this section here, this is 4 and 6. Instead of laying them and doing them in order, I just stack them together because they're going to match up. So I'm going to get number 4. I'm going to put the white on. It doesn't have a number. It's just the white. And then I'm going to line it up. And I could have my light out here tonight, but I'll probably use it the next go around. But for right now, I'm just going to muster through with lining it up this way. And you don't have to pin. You don't have to do a whole lot here. Just line it up and make sure that where you've got it creased in, you're lined up and you just sew it straight in.
And
Since
also
I'm
make sure your stitch length are smaller.
absolutely, I put mine as low as possible. And then this one here, you've got your straight line. You've got your straight line here. You should be able to see where you've got it creased, and that's going to be a good saver for you. Line it up. Make sure you've got that 1/4 of an inch when you're holding it up. And then you're going to take your next piece and line it up. And if you have just like that, that's going to make the difference as you're folding these out. And I wanted to take a second and thank everyone for joining us tonight. It means everything that you're sharing a Friday night with us. And I am going to be doing Friday nights through the duration of the project. And I'm also going to go ahead and do Saturday nights as well, so that we can streamline and get this done. The goal is by Christmas. There's no rush to do it. You work it at your own pace, but feel free to join us, sit in, or however you want to do it. And it's really important that when you're doing these, you're making sure you have your white on the whites, the right sides. And I said the white side. The white. He's over here
Okay.
going, you're Daffy
Make
Duck.
sure
You
you
know.
do it on the side that's not on the printed side.
Right. I'm watching you and learning as I attempt my first upper skill level quilt. Awesome. Shelley Clark. I'm working on an old crafted kit called, I can't see it, Earthed Science with boundless solid, lots of HSTs to make. As first step, I ordered the block lock ruler at your suggestion. I'm telling you what, that block lock has been a total game changer for me. I love it. And now when I'm doing my HSTs, it's just like mind blowing how they're perfect. And even when I'm doing them, as soon as I get them trimmed out, I'm folding it back in half and I'm trimming off the dog ears. And I got that off Kimberly Jolly. And it's amazing to just get those out of the way. The only thing that I don't like about the freezer paper cord is it does get on my iron a little bit. If it's
That's
got
the only problem that I've had, but
the heat, it'll melt right off.
yeah, because it's not like the beaten bar. And
Right.
Amy's in the house.
Who is? Hello, Amy. Welcome, sweetheart. So now you're just going to flip it over, and where your lines are right here, you're just going to do your normal trim, but it's really important that you remember this is your sew line. So keep that 1/4 of an inch. You don't want to cut that off. So the easiest way to do it is just line it right up there. Open up. And there is waste to FPP. You're going to learn that along the way. If you want to save every tidbit and scrap and hope to God you're not wasting a whole lot, what I'm doing with the bigger sections is going ahead and dropping them right back into my color bag in case I get a little block or a little something that I'm going to need. That little piece for, if it's little minute, it's going in the scrap bin. I'm not going to fool with saving it.
Oh, so I know most of you know that I did the elephant and the wolf. This is all the elephant and wolf that I was using with fusible stabilizer. You can do that, make coasters or anything.
Right. Or you can do a fancy trim, whatever you want. Do it for the after quilt. Dinner was good and I'm ready to sew a little, drink my sleepy time tea and go to bed in about an hour. I get it, babe. Hello, Mona. Welcome to the chat. But these little tiny pieces like this, I have a bucket and I'm just going to throw these in my scrap bucket because they'll go good in a dog bed or something. But these I will not end up holding on to and keeping. So I'm just separating the paper from it. and sliding these over here. We've got 64 in the chat tonight. If you like the content that we're sharing, we do ask that you give us a thumbs up. Lets me know that you like what we're doing. And if we hit, let me say, if y'all could share the channel tonight, if we can hit 75, I'll do a giveaway. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we've got these two. This is 4 and 6. I'm going to sit these over here out of the way because I haven't looked ahead to see what I'm going to do with those. So they're just going to go here out of the way for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and look and see if I still need these colors, creamsicle and whites, before I start putting these away. And I need one creamsicle there and a creamsicle there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. And they're pretty decent size. So what I'm doing, and I'm not sure how Courtney does hers, is since that's going to be the starting point, I'm going to lay mine down on the fabric. So it'll give me a rough estimate on how big I need to make it. And then I just use my fingernail to mark the fabric. So it's just giving me a little cut line per se. I know I've got two that's going to be the same. So here's where I'm going to just go ahead and cut into it. And you're going to cut a little bit bigger here, but you're going to thank me later that you did, because you don't want to end up seam ripping and you're going to not be a happy camper. So my cream is cut. The next one I'm going to need is geranium. So I'm going to go ahead and put this color away because the rest of the colors that I have here, I'm not going to need. So as you can see, I did keep a couple of the bigger scraps that I might end up needing for this. But for right now, I don't. So they're going in the bag and they're getting put away for right now. So I'll slide those in here. The next color that I'm going to need is geranium. So I'm going to pull my geranium out, and that's in this bag. If you keep all your scraps that are bigger, drop them in your bag. That way you won't be digging in a big scrap bag going, oh, is this the color I need? So be it. Hello, ladies. I wanted to hop in and say hi. I'm going to bed, but I'll watch tomorrow when I work on my Loin some more. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining, sweetheart. Fallon, I watched the big reveal. That was amazing. Loved, loved, loved it. So I have these scraps. So I'm going to check and see if this geranium scraps that I did keep from my first big cuts, if they're going to fit in this slot. If they are, I'll use them. And if not, and I'm not sure. So where my sew line is there, I think that one will work. So I'm just going to pull the next big one as well, because if it's going to work on one, it's going to work on both. And that'll be my next color. So I've got these two. I'm going to go ahead and work those in. And then I'll put my geranium back in the bag. I'll just slide it out of the way because I'm going to need that one again at the end. So let's get these first two in. So what you do is just lay it down, belly down. That way it's on where it needs to be. And I like to give it the full 1/4 of an inch. And line it up. And since I know this one worked a minute ago, I want to lay it here to make sure that when it unfolds, it's going to go right where I want it. And I'm going to slide it down just a tidbit more because I want it to come into that line just so. Then I'm going to stop here and I'm going to pick it up and butt it right back up together. And as you can see, you should be able to see the line. You're going to want to make sure that you're keeping that 1/4 of an inch right there. It's really important. Then when this unfolds, it's going to cover that whole section. And before you move on to the next, just give it a little finger press and you're going to hold it up and you're going to see that it hit the whole section. And that was from the scrap, but you're going to want to make sure that when you're pressing it, you're not pressing this whole piece because it's going to stick to your cutting mat. I'm just pressing it right there where that line is. And I'm going to lay it down for just a minute and I'm going to pick up the next section. And I'm going to lay my clementine down to where I want it to be. You got to make sure that you're laying it out right, or you're going to have it messed up and you don't want to do that. FPP is like a little bit of science projects. And just pick it back up. Make sure your lines are lined up. And I kept my finger where I needed it to be so it didn't shift on me. And I'm going to lay it down. And make sure you're holding it with your fingers. If you're iffy on it, the best thing to do is pin. Pinning will be your friend right here. And then just fold it over and finger press it down. Hold it up to make sure that everything's in where you need it to be. And then press it down. I'm going to press on this side. So I want it to stay in nice and snug. Now it's time to trim these in. So let me look here at the chat real quick. Everybody's telling Fallon, hello, have a good night, Fallon. See you soon. Peace, love, and quilting. How wide are you making your scrappy scrap strips? I think 2.5. Is that correct?
Yes.
2.5, Amy. Okie dokie, gonna try and get this done. Status lurking. Hello, Kathleen. I like that. Okay, sweetheart. Oh, hey, Donna. You sound much better this evening. Absolutely. A lot of hot tea. My cough drops. It's a real productive cough that we see the doctor on the 10th and hopefully it's gone by then. But if not, it'll be another round of meds. Leanne, Jocelyn, working on Christmas quilts for my daughter. Hello, Leanne, and welcome, sweetie. I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of year. So now it's the time to go ahead and trim off any excess that you do have. And I know I will not be using this, so it's going to go in the scrap bucket. And who knows, Courtney might convert me and doing Lord knows what with my scraps. But for right now, I'm just going to put them in a bin. And I can't have that paper if I do the dog beds. So I've got to pick those off. Let me slide that over. So I've got that handy. And then now I've got it to where I'm going to flip this back. Hey, sweetie. Quoting Queen, sorry I'm late. Rotting in the car for a bit. And I'll be home shortly. That's fine, sweetheart. So now I'm to where I'll trim this off. And then we're going to do the white. That'll be our next color that we're going to add. So you're just going to finger press this, peel it back from that freezer paper because it will stick for you. And then all you're going to do is set it aside for a minute. And then you're going to do the same process on the next piece. Because like I said, you can work two of these at once because these are basically the same. They're just reversed. And go ahead and pick your paper off and slide it out of the way. That little tidbit I won't keep.
Okay, they're all talking about scraps.
Do I love?
Heather says so many things from scraps.
There's a
Shelley-
lot you can do from scraps, believe it or not.
Shelley says, I made Jin Kenwell quilt with my scraps. And
Cool.
Janet loves working with scraps. Roy Holt is the queen of scraps.
Absolutely. And you can't go wrong, really.
Mm,
Okay, my next one. So I've got my color bag out because it's the white in the main. That's going to be your next. And I've already got it laying here because I was using it earlier for the first segment. I love working with scraps, Lori. Okay, I just saw that.
I think
Help me keep up with it, baby.
I'm trying to.
So now I'm just going to cut the next piece. So I always use my ruler just to make sure that I'm cutting a big enough section because I'd rather have too much than not enough. And with these now, they're going to start shifting sides when you're flipping them. And is that more than I need? Absolutely. But I would rather have too much here than not enough.
Because you never know if it's.
Absolutely.
As long as it's bigger, it's better because you're going to make sure you're covered. Anyway,
Right.
I went a little bit bigger because I've cut everywhere on this thing. So,
It's easier to go bigger. Go bigger or go home.
yeah.
So then you just line it up and we're going to work this. If anyone has any questions along the way, please feel free to ask. That's what we're here tonight for.
Yeah.
It's just going to be fun watching a project come together from beginning to end.
Teresa Louise wants to know how long will we be on?
I'm not sure, a couple hours, or if we get tired. Staying on all night long for you, my girl. All night long. Let's have a party.
Yeah.
I love Teresa Louise. She's a doll.
Yes, she is.
Got a little tidbit
Janet
here.
says, I'm trying to use up all my scraps and stash before I buy more fabric.
Makes sense.
Donna Dixon, have you all heard of using the salvage for a scrap quilt? I don't know about that, but typically when I first start cutting, the salvage is gone out of my way. I don't want to fight with it.
Right. Hold on.
I've heard a lot of people have done it. Shelley says, I'm ready for a late night party.
Well, come join the party, my friend. We've always got room for one more. Tucker,
It's me. Would you look at that?
you're having a better hair day than me. I'm jelly.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't call this a good hair day, but okay.
Honey, it's better than mine.
Uh-huh.
How you doing, love?
How are you guys?
We are hanging in there, babe. Hanging in there.
I don't know how to work this machine.
It's
Okay,
okay.
do you
I'm
need?
having-
there we go. That's a little better. What?
Did you
Yeah.
get it? Okay.
I needed to control the brightness under here.
Well, I did it once and everybody said it was fine. So
So now I can show you Creative Nations had a D-stash today of $3. You got to let me know when there's having these big sales. Look what I got.
Uh-huh.
And voila. So my goal is for January.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah.
coming along. So you're going to be on speed dial, love.
Yeah,
Have all
you're probably gonna need a couple of Tucker help sessions with this one.
I heard it's going to be challenging, but that's
Mhm.
what I have you on speed dial for.
That's right.
It's the curves is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yep.
So I figure, we got this. Teamwork
Uh-huh.
makes the dream work.
That's right. It's a lot of pinning.
Is it? I don't
Yeah.
mind pinning.
Yeah.
So far, I don't. Let's just say that. So how you like working that one? Pretty good?
What, the one I'm working on now?
That is going to be so pretty.
Uh-huh. I mean, yeah, this is the side right here in this area. These pieces are problem pieces because they're so small. So this whole section right here is all fullness. I don't know if you can see, but it's very puddly. And with any quilt with curves, you're going to have extra fullness. And just because it's paper piece doesn't mean there isn't going to be any fullness.
Right.
There's always fullness with any type of curves. But luckily, I know a wonderful long armor that can quilt that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you know, that's something to be mindful of, that there's always going to be fullness with curves.
Absolute. So when do you leave for
My secret trip,
yeah,
I leave this Tuesday.
okay.
Yep. Yep.
Did you
Just
book
a little
for-
excited.
Do I
I'm just a little bit excited.
just a little?
Just a wee little.
Hey Lovey, I'm telling you right now, I'm more than excited. And I'm not even going.
Right. Well, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm a
big
garment
step.
sewer. Curves don't scare me. Shelley Clark. Of course.
Oh. Now, where did I rip this? Up here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna start doing Fridays and Saturdays FPP. So feel free to join.
All right. FPP Saturday and
FPP.
Friday.
Friday and Saturday. Patting yourself on the back there, Tucker from Treat Loin.
Right. Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
We've got to be our own biggest cheerleaders.
Yep.
That's right. Okay, wait a minute. Somehow 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, there we go. And it's very easy to confuse some of these colors. So you'll have to have your color card right next to you.
Okay.
It's just, you know, you have to be mindful of what piece you're putting where. Because I'll be truthful, some of these colors on here don't belong where they do. Because I was like just streamlining it, as you would say, and I wasn't even paying attention. And I was just like, well, it's in there now. I ain't ripping it out.
Absolute.
That's
No
our
one
little
else is gonna know but you.
right. Right.
I'm a firm believer, babe.
Mm-hmm.
So my white, I will start there. That way that's out of the way. The next color I need for this is paprika. And I'm telling you what, when these colors, I ordered these from Fat Quarter Shop, and they did not mark the fabric that I had ordered. So when it came, needless to say, I can assure you I was not a happy camper, because when you
Mhm.
order, you would expect them to have at least a color number on it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Did
nothing
your-
did. So I called them. I had Courtney looking at her color wheel and color chart and all this. I was livid. And it takes a lot to get me fired up. So I shot him an email and I didn't get a response. Then I'm on the phone with them 2 days later and I was like, look, I'm gonna box this up and send it back. And I've never sent anything back to you all. And she goes, oh, why would you do that? And I told her what my dilemma was. She goes, well, everything you ordered's in the color wave orange. And I said, you think? Now do you see my dilemma? I need a number to tell me what these colors are. Can you mail me a card? Something. I'll pay for it. That way I can match them up right. So she goes, I'm going to do one better than that. I'll email you. Give me 10 minutes. And I'm not kidding. They were fabulous.
Yeah.
They sent me the color chart, via email and it worked out great.
Good.
So you can't go wrong with them. What, baby?
Elizabeth is going to bed because she's got to help her granddaughter move tomorrow.
Do I?
Elizabeth is going to bed because she's got to help her granddaughter move tomorrow.
All right, sweetheart. Well, thank you for coming tonight. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, Donna, I have a question.
I got an answer.
It could be a little scandalous now.
I like scandalous.
Right. Did you start working on your secret project?
My goal is to start tomorrow. I didn't want to even open my envelopes yet because of COVID brain. I was so afraid to even open and get everything askew.
Uh-huh.
And then honestly, I went into panic mode this afternoon because I've slept quite a bit. And Joe and I was talking this afternoon, and you know how you're laying there and I'm like, oh my God, tomorrow I still don't have anything to add to this. When we and I went into panic mode. And
So I only have
phone, and I was like, oh my God, it's next week. So I've got a week to figure out what pattern.
I have
Started any of it.
My main promo video filmed. I need my 2 other ones before I can start. But then when I do start, I only have 2 weeks to do it all.
From start to finish.
Because I'm going away for a week.
Oh my. I know about our promo, and that's the 2-minute, right?
Something like that. Yeah, mine's about 4, but it's a slideshow at the end of the different things.
Oh, got ya. No, I still got brain fog.
Right.
Hello, Heather, honey, and welcome.
Hi, Heather.
But now you see why I haven't touched it. I don't want to mess nothing up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be amazing. But yeah, I don't know if heck, I thought for you would already be done.
I wish, but unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
See what? Let me see. I don't know what the schedule is. Which schedule, Teresa Louise? Is it
I think she's talking about our group project, I think.
Is that the schedule you need, babe?
That's why I gave it to Donna. Of course.
Well, hello, Heather, and welcome, sweetheart. Sorry,
Hi,
I was just a chatting and a chatting.
That's okay.
See
Hey,
what?
Courtney. Hey, Tucker.
No,
Hey.
Joe. You couldn't even let that little girl talk.
That's okay.
How does it feel to be a little girl? That's
A
what my
little-
husband just called you, a little girl.
A little girl.
Yeah, a little girl. She's a wife and a mama.
Dynamite comes in small packages.
He just found that out from Teresa Louise, our elk hunter. Hi, Heather. What are you working on? Jenna Johnson said.
I'm not working on anything tonight. It's too late for me to drag my machine out.
She just gonna be chilling and chatting.
Yep.
I love it.
I was working all morning, so
Absolutely. That's what we do, right?
yep. I was
Did
cleaning
you-
out my closet and rearranging my stash.
Whoa. Stash.
Yep.
If my husband ever looked everywhere, he'd be amazed.
My
Oh my
husband
God.
helped me.
Do I?
My husband helped me.
Did he say what is this for? And where did this
No.
come from? And
No,
here, honey, this will look good together. I'll put these stacks together.
No, he doesn't do that either. Unless he's helping me lay out a quilt, he doesn't do that either.
I told Joe today, I said, I was laying there on the couch. I woke up this morning, took granddaughter. No, I took one of the kids to the bus stop. I didn't have the full kid schedule this morning. And I come in and I crawled up on the sofa and I was done. It wore me out to walk 2 blocks.
Oh,
I kid
goodness.
you not, that is crazy. And it was
I
like
thought-
6 o'clock this morning. And then I come back and I got warm and he is, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to nap. So I got straightened around about 11 o'clock and I told him, I said, I'm going up and try to sew a bit. So I did. And I'm looking at what I was sewing and I was like, I have to go to Joanne's. He goes, what? He goes, with everything you've got to go to Joanne's. And I said, I have never ran out of a color. I never. And I knew I could order it and have it delivered, but I totally ran out of my Kona Black.
Yep.
And you cannot match that. You just can't. So I
No.
called Joanne's and they said they had almost 5 yards left. That was it. Don't you
Well, that's
think
better than
go
nothing.
to Joanne's? I told him, I said, hold it. I swear to God, I'm on my way. And they're like, well, we've got it here. So I told him, I said, all I need is my Kona Black. Well, $200 later, we walk out of the store. I'm like, oh,
when
this
that
is on
happens.
sale. And let me get a yard of this, a yard of that, a yard of this. Do I need it? No, but it was pretty. And oh my God, if anybody ever sees the rotary blades on sale anywhere, let me know because Joe about stroked at the store today. 5 rotary blades, $38.
Amazon.
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 Endurance blade. They last longer than the regulars.
Even the regular ones. A
I
5
didn't
pack
even
when you
think
can get them
about
for
Amazon.
$9, $8-9 for a 5 pack of regular blades. Yeah, I'm all over that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. We were there and he's like, do you have blades? And I was like, I think I had you put my last one in the other day. And he put it in and he goes, $38 for 5 blades. And it was $28 for 2. And he goes, well, go ahead and get the 5 because you're going to use them. And I was like, okay. But then I was like, he goes, if we'd have went to Walmart, they'd have probably been cheaper. But
Yeah.
I didn't even think about Amazon. Didn't even cross my mind. Teresa Louise, let me see.
Talking about the secret.
Yeah, the projects. Did you get the email from the chairperson? If not, I don't have access to my link right now, but Tucker might be able to forward the minutes.
I don't know. Look. Let me see. Oh.
Tucker can't find the minutes of the meeting. I'll have Joe pull the minutes.
Oh, wait, I guess I gotta search. I don't know if did she send them for this?
She's got COVID brain like me, but no COVID.
No, she didn't send the minutes.
This is why I keep my stash in drawers. No hubby seeing the reality of my fabric varieties. I felt so amazed today, though. He never tells me no. No matter what I'm doing, the guy never tells me no. And they had kind of fabric, $5.99 a yard. I thought that, okay, I'll get a yard of this, a yard of that. No, no, that's not what she needs. Hubby was great today. He took rolls of batting upstairs for me. He said, what was the shipping on these? Fleet, I said. He was like, oh, okay, that's great. And that was that. Joe, I've learned that instead of going and picking up my big rolls of batting, because we're switching to where we're having a few different ones now, I'm just having it delivered. It makes my life simpler. Then all he has to do is bring it upstairs to the studio. And So we got these great big rolls, and normally they hang from the bars up above. So all I gotta do is measure and cut off what I need. Makes life grand.
Mhm.
And my granddaughter gets here yesterday, and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, you bought me more of those rolling things," because he had just took them over to her room and laid them on the floor till he can get time to get them hung. I went over there this morning and she left the plastic on them. But here, her and her girlfriend across the street was here yesterday evening. They must have thought they were riding donkeys or something, horses in the room, because they had doll babies lined up on them and they were riding these things across the room. I'm just dying. I was just like, I'll message the boss, no worries. Okay, honey. My baby face doesn't say anything but okay. I get it. Heather looks very tired this evening, almost 11 here in Ohio. Absolutely. I tested positive for the virus in the hospital, but had no symptoms. Thank God you didn't have symptoms. I'm telling you what, this creeping crud. I'm just like so over this. You can do everything right. You can put yourself in a bubble. And honest to God, since I had thyroid cancer and breast cancer, I have my follow-ups I've got to do. It's just maintenance care at this point. And I went to my thyroid cancer doctor, sitting there in the appointment, and I'm not downing her. She didn't know she was sick. The room was so hot, and I've known her now for 7 years of this nightmare. And she goes, "Donna, I'm really hot. Do you mind if I pop it down?" I said, "It's okay." And she has to get up in my face and feel all around. So I had to take my mask off, and she's like right here for a good 15, 20 minutes while she's really pushing in. She doesn't like how I'm caving in now and stuff like that. And so my family doctor calls me on, let me see, that was on Friday. Saturday, I was fine. Sunday, I started with a little bit of a mild headache. Monday, I was just full and I thought was a migraine. Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock, my family doctor calls. My family doctor, she is married to my cancer doctor. Her husband, how do I want to put this? My family doctor's husband is married to my thyroid doctor. Does that make sense? It still didn't come out ass backwards.
Your family doctor's husband,
My family doctor's husband's brother. Okay. I can't make sentences. Anyway, there's a family there. I guess they live in the same house for all I know. They're foreigners. Anyway, and I mean that with humor. So she calls and she goes, "Hey, how you feeling?" And I said, I've got a really bad migraine. She goes, "It might not be a migraine." I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "You were in with Dr. blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Yeah, on Friday." She goes, "Do you got any test kits?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And she goes, "I need you to test and I'm going to stay on the phone with you." I said, "Why do I got to test? I haven't been exposed." Because I saw her on Thursday and then I saw this doctor on Friday. She goes, "I need you to do this for me, Donna. You were her first patient that day." Joe was on the computer. I went over, got the test kit. I'm sitting here and I did the test. Within 10 seconds, that thing was hot. I was like, "It's freaking reading positive." And she goes, "Okay, test Joe." And I said, "Joe, the doctor's on the phone and wants you tested." He goes, "Bullshit. I ain't been nowhere. I'm staying in, staying the heck away from people." I was like, "The doctor wants us testing, so let's test." So I tested him and he was negative. He goes, "Maybe your test kit's wrong. Retest." So I did another one while she's on the phone. And she goes, "Donna, this is what's going on. Dr. M is positive for COVID. You were in the room with her for more than 45 minutes without a mask on. She gave you COVID. She's in the hospital right now and she's got a 3-month-old and a 2-year-old. She was in bad shape. Didn't have a clue she was even sick." So That's where I got the creeping cried. And then 3 days later, it's like the cold. When it comes into your house, you got to share it to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I had to give my husband the COVID to get rid of it. And he says I don't love him. He's sitting there shaking his head.
10,000 comedians out of work, you're cracking jokes.
He goes, 10,000 comedians out of work and I'm cracking jokes. But I didn't realize I was sick last Friday. I couldn't make words. I said I was going to do the video with Becca. I was literally down on the couch, sick. And he goes, what are we going to do? Are we going to cancel? Are we going to do this? And I said, I'm going to go up and try to do this. The ring light was literally hurting my eyes so bad. I'm laying back like this. I couldn't make my words to tell him to shut the light off. I was a mess. I shouldn't have did it. And I'm looking at that video. He keeps trying to chop the end off and it won't leave. It looks like I did everything in that chair, but lay down and go to sleep. Becca and I've laughed about it, Thank God she's got a good sense of humor. She goes, I knew something was off with you. And I said, Becca, I was never so sick. And I said, I am so sorry. I really stink right now. And she goes, just rest. So I look at that video. I'm laying in bed the next morning and I was like, Joe, I look like I do drugs. 47 minutes into that video, I couldn't make words. I'm like, yeah.
Way to power through though, Donna.
He can't get the video to cut the end off. He's tried twice and it won't go away. So that is not a woman on drugs. That's a woman with COVID.
Yep.
But I was like, holy moly, I look rough. I look like, I even had makeup on and I was still gray. My daughter looked at that and she goes, you got to dump that video, get it off there. And I was like, it won't go away. It's one of those ones. It just won't go. But I couldn't get my brain wrapped. I couldn't get my brain wrapped around. She went to see New Kids on the Block. In my head, I was thinking Backstreet Boys. And I probably said it 2 or 3 times in the video. And I'm just like, thank God she loves me is all I got. Because if I was interviewing with someone that was jacked up like me, I would have said, I'm losing service. Like, when I get a box of fabric, I just tell him it's a quilt, LOL. That's a good one. Joe never complains. Most of the time I can give him numbers and he'll go over and just pick up what I need. I just like to rib him. Lori Clark, when my husband asked how much I spend on fabric, I tell him less than he would spend on monthly alimony. That's a good one. I like that. Guess who? Terry and I both had it 3 weeks ago and he is still doing chemo with his white blood count, got down to 1.5. Doctor said he is a walking miracle. Absolutely. But I'm telling you what, that COVID, it ain't no joke. But honest to God, Heather, I don't know if you watched that video that night last Friday.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Was I not a mess?
You powered through it so well. I bet most people didn't really notice. I know I didn't.
Know me now. You know what I'm saying?
People who know you are going to be able to pick up your tells. People who don't know you as well won't be able to.
But I looked at that video and I literally, you know how you get to where you get that weepy when you're really sick and it's like, why did I do this kind of thing? I had that breakdown moment and I looked at him and he was sick and I said, you got to go dump that video, get rid of it. And by then 600 and some people's already seen it, And he goes, no, we're not dumping it. I'll cut the tail end off. He goes, tell me where you want to cut off. And I said, from 47 minutes in. That's when, by then I was really going downhill. And I couldn't make sentences as the evening went on.
Yeah.
I went in and laid down in the bed and I told him, I said, it's time to get up. I got to get these kids for school. And here it was Friday. And I slept Saturday into Sunday. I was bad.
Yeah.
I noticed, but I felt bad for you. I knew you were sick. Becca did a good job at keeping. She did. I was literally a mess. And Becca and I've talked about it since, and I've apologized. And she goes, I knew something was off, but she had been away, so she didn't know I was sick. She just
Right.
was like, what is wrong with her? Kind of in her head, you know? And I was like, after she knew how bad I was, she was like, oh, you could have canceled. And she would have been fine with that. But if I give someone my word that I'm going to do something, I try my best to muster through. Well, I told Joe, I said, one of those life lessons, never again, ever again. If I'm sick, I'm done. But
I'll
honestly,
even,
that was the sickest I think I've been.
just know that I'll tell you if you're gonna be stubborn headed, and I will make sure my foot goes up your butt so you can do it the right way.
Oh my God. When I look at it now today, I can look at it and chuckle at the tail end. And I'm just like, I wonder if that's what people look like when they're on drugs, because I'm sitting there like, yeah, I couldn't make words. Teresa goes, I thought it looked pretty normal, Donna. LOL. No, that's when you should have called me and said, hang up, get off the air.
All right. So I have a question.
I got an answer.
Okay, for everyone in the chat on the Zoom, what type of thread do you prefer when you're paper piecing? A cotton thread or a polyester thread?
I like cotton.
Cotton.
I get
I
surgery thread, I think. Gutterman's.
I go with a 40 weight polyester. I think that the cotton thread creates a bulkier seam, and especially if you're using a thread cutter going through paper and 2 layers of fabric, it jams up the thread cutter. That's what I was over here doing right now because I didn't want to switch out 2 different thread and it's biting me in the butt. So
Ow.
Becker,
Butt biting.
change your plate.
mhm. Well, I have the single needle or the single
have
hole.
Problems with it.
What do you have? The 9mm?
I have the single hole,
Yeah, I have the single hole on mine.
the 9mm.
Mhm.
Let me see. Amy says, Donna, your health and well-being is more important than anything else. Absolutely. I use cotton Orfill. Absolutely, Amy. That's what I use. Brenda uses Wonderfill. Always piece with cotton, Teresa Louise says.
I tried Orfill with my both B770s and they didn't like it.
And Teresa Louise says 60 weight. What weight do you use, Tucker?
I use for piecing.
Hmm.
Normally for piecing, I use Masterpiece. That's a cotton. And can't remember. Where is my spool? I don't know. Here it is.
I use 50 weight Orfill or Pima.
Okay.
Masterpiece is 50 weight, which is thinner, right? No, that's, I don't know. I
Do you
can't
know how
remember.
to
It's,
Tucker, do you know how to
Huh?
thread cutter?
yeah.
Amy's
Also says
saying,
that. Have you checked that?
Yeah, I just cleaned my thread cutter when I was going through that process.
Okay.
yeah, Tucker, Amy's saying, have you ever cleaned the thread catcher under the plate on your banana?
'Cause she
Yep,
also
that's-
has a banana, so you know.
Okay.
it is
I'm
actually-
Janet Johnson. I use whatever I have.
Yep.
I'm using Gutterman because of the bigger spools.
Oh, got you.
So. And they always have it at Joann's buy 3 get 3 free. So I always
Oh,
have that option.
Yeah, I prefer the cones too. So like the big cones.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to move over to the big cones, honestly, but I don't know if I can do them with my baby lock. I don't know how I would do it.
You get a thread stand that'll sit off to the side of your machine.
But would the lid have to stay up all the time?
No,
Yeah, I think
yeah, you should be able to take the lid
Maybe.
off. Because my brother, I can take my lid off.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what the stand looks like, Donna.
yeah.
okay.
You could get it on Amazon.
It's relatively inexpensive too.
I have 2 of them, and I'm about to buy a 3rd one.
Okay, here's the next 2 sections. And I'm liking the way that that paprika is really bouncing those colors. And one thing I've learned, and Tucker and Courtney, tell me, do you cut all your strings off the back as you're going?
Yes,
You're
I
not-
do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was just me, because I don't like them on there at all. Two more pieces. Let me
Excuse me.
see. Patty G, can you see this? Okay, Joe, you need to buy Donna the stand now. Janet Johnson says, chop, chop, Joe, shop, shop. Need more stuff. The one Courtney just showed.
I'll send you the link.
I'm getting a link. Oh, the fan's blowing in my face. Well, how rude. He wasn't paying no attention. This has 2 different blacks, and I only marked it black for this section, so I got to go into 8B and see which black.
Courtney, I have a question for you now.
Uh-oh.
We love
All right.
questions.
Right. Keep them entertained. Since
Absolutely.
we both have computerized long arms and we do work for customers, what do you do more of, computerized or freehand?
Lately, more freehand. I
Yeah.
also do guerrilla work as well.
Yep.
I can tell
That's-
you how her quilt turned out.
Mhm.
Donna, you're losing your brain.
Honey, I'm looking for something. What do you need, honey?
Tell Tucker about your quilt that you sent me.
Did you see that? Did you see my Indian quilt, Tucker?
Yes, I
That's what
did.
she did.
Great. That looked really good.
It's got a lot of roller work in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting a lot of. I'm like, if I would have known that I was going to be getting more freehand orders, I wouldn't have spent the money and got the computer. But at sometimes it comes in so handy when you have a lot of computer work to do.
Right.
Or on my machine, I just record design on a practice piece and then use that as an edge to edge.
That's a good idea too.
Mhm.
Everything I do is just free, you know?
Yeah.
And
So-
everybody's like, well, don't you wish you had the computer? No, not really. You can't miss something you'd never had. And it's
Yeah.
so much better than pin-based and crawling on the floor. So thankful and blessed.
So Tucker, I can even design my own to be able to computerize with this little software.
The art and stitch.
Right here. Yeah.
You
They
know,
have
the
it for embroidery and long arm.
yeah, the Statler unfortunately doesn't do that.
How long did it take you to get used to it when you first got it?
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
It didn't take me a while. To me, the Statler is very, very, very user intuitive and friendly. And I can't even see what line I'm holding on. And with Gamble, you're supposed to receive training, whether that's in person or online.
Right.
And I never got training. It was like 2 weeks in, and I I probably could have taught her some things. And but when I met her down at the quilt show, you know, the gamble down at the quilt show, it completely locked up. The needle wouldn't move, the belts wouldn't move. I mean, the machine was stuck in place in every direction. And she was going to call the maintenance guy over, and she was given a demonstration, and I was standing there, and I'm like, all you have to do is click this button and click that button. And she said, now I never knew that. She said, see, you could have taught me something for training.
Oh,
So, but it's very easy to use the Statler, and there's so many different ways to do one thing. And each level you can step it up and do more customizations and stuff like that. But it's a great software. How do you like yours, Courtney?
So mine is called the Qmatics, and I like it. It's simple, it's easy. The only reason I went with this machine, I looked at the gamble, but I also looked at the software as well, because I want to make sure I'm not getting struggled. Oh, I taught the trainer that put this thing together, was teaching me. I taught him a couple things too. So I love it. It's just simple and easy. And I can import some new designs that I find and create.
Yep.
So I don't have to look for them.
let me see. Teresa McGuire, at Donna, hi, glad you're feeling better. There was a friend of mine gave my daughter-in-law a baby quilt for quilting, and she has threads not cut at every seam. I was hot. I started cutting them. Oh my goodness. That's the first thing I look at on the back of mine. I would rather spend a couple hours doing my own, but if someone sends me a mess with all those strings, I honestly charge by the hour extra if I've got to cut those strings. Hi,
See, the
Sally
only
girl.
time
Hi, darling. Hi, everybody.
I
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, you can't just quilt over all those strings.
the only time
Teresa, and charge them for your time. Absolutely. I charge for my time. Time's money. I'm
you go
just a
first, Courtney.
I'm trying to make sure she lets you talk.
Oh,
wife.
Get that off of me.
What are you talking about? I was reading the chat
Tucker
real
wants to say
quick.
something.
See, wife.
Tucker, go ahead.
the only time that I worry or charge for thread trimming is when it's a quilt that has a white background, a majority of white background. If you have a scrappy quilt, scrap quilts are the threadiest things you have ever seen in the world. And it's going to be in the back anyway and in the batting. So I just go ahead and quilt it, strings and all. It's an extra bonus. But when it comes to quilts with light backgrounds, if one of those blue or red strings gets underneath that white, that is the first thing you are going to see. And I mean, you can take a tiny little crochet hook and dig that out, but you don't want to do that on a humongous quilt.
Right.
So then would be the time for me to trim the threads on the back of the quilt.
Absolute.
I think I feel left out. I'm the only one without a long arm.
I wish I had a long arm.
You have access to one, baby. You live close enough, I told you.
I know.
Just stockpile, load up in the car and come up the hill.
Well, I would, but that's a long haul, Donna. It's a long way.
I tell anybody, mine's here for the using.
You're in Texas, right, Heather?
Yep.
I'm in Kansas. So if you ever make a
Yep,
trip
that's still
there, you
quite a
make
haul.
new quilts.
No, I was talking to
Millions on
Shelley when I
schedule
said come up the hill.
for-
Shelley Gage, Heather, did you buy fat quarter bundles or yardage? Teresa Louise, it's a friend that is.
Oh, I bought a 1 yard bundle.
Do I?
I got a 1 yard bundle of Moon Garden.
Ooh, can you show it? Is it handy?
Be right back.
Thanks, babe. I like show and tell. At Tucker, the threads are awful. I've never seen that many threads in my life. Teresa McGuire said.
Mhm.
If we get 2 more in the chat tonight, I'm going to do a giveaway if we hit 75. So share away.
Oh, give it away.
I'm going to give something good away. Let me see. I've not given Joe away tonight. Let me think. Oh, we got to hit 75. Let me see. Reach up here to the goodie stack.
Who's ready for show and tell?
I am always ready for show and tell.
Yeah, she's not even
Well, you
looking.
better look
Oh,
at the
that is
camera.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
Wow. All right, we need 1 more in the chat. This is going to be my giveaway.
Ooh, I wanted that at a retreat.
So let me see. We got to hit 75. So if everybody could just share the live tonight, help us get that up and out there.
Daya is asking Heather, what line is that?
Moon Garden by Tula Pink.
Oh, I'm
I
on.
love Tulip Pink.
Everybody see my horse?
Oh, that's the one you just finished, wasn't it?
Yeah. I haven't got it quilted yet, but it's put together.
It's gorgeous.
There it is.
We just went down to 72. We lost 3.
Uh-oh.
Lost 2. Oh, well. No one wants a giveaway tonight, and that's okay. So what day do you leave, Tucker?
I leave Tuesday, and then we're gonna spend the night in Columbus and then drive the rest of the way on Wednesday.
Okay.
So, quite a drive, but
You've been down that road before, my love.
yeah, familiar territory.
Absolutely. Awesome. Quilting Queen 22. That is gorgeous.
I can't wait to get my hand on some of
I
them.
want to give away. Pretty Heather. 1 more. We need 1 more back. I've got 74 over here.
That's only half of it.
That's only half.
That's only half of it. I have another bag.
Oh,
Ow.
Oh my gosh.
So
This
Tula
was the
Pink
girl
got
that was going to
Facebook
show me how to be debt-free quilting.
Okay, I'm working on it. It's goals. Oh, I ain't there yet.
Oh, honey. That is gorge. Love, love, love.
I need to order me some of this.
You better hurry before it's gone.
Yeah, I
I'll
gotta
get
get
it from the wholesaler.
Yes, we're hit 75. Yep. Joe's
Here-
going to
here's
get
a
it all
fun one.
set up.
Here's a fun one.
Ooh,
Wow.
Cool.
Kind of like it.
I
Gradient
really like
Gradient.
that.
colors.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 1 paprika.
Look out.
Oh my goodness.
That would make my eyes go crossed.
How many pieces are in that?
There's a few of them like that. I think
Heather?
there's
Oh,
24,
yeah, I couldn't do it.
28 counting right now.
It's a table topper. Yeah. Bursting in the air is what it's called. Bursting in the air.
Hey Tucker. Would you like me to send you a link for one of these?
Huh?
Would you like me to send you a link for one of these that fit our bobbins?
I have one of those somewhere. I'm just all out of bobbins.
Oh my goodness, holy
Oh.
butterfly. Is that dragonfly or butterfly?
Dragonfly.
I love that. 20 pieces, Donna, and 3 108 backings. Awesome. I'm still here and my thumbs is up. Awesome.
Donna, you hit the go.
Yeah, I know. Joe's setting it up, honey.
Okay.
That's everything.
The kid.
Oh,
Tucker, is that you way back there, June?
Yeah, I'm way back.
House. We finally scored and got the boy in here with us.
And I'm glad he came today.
Absolute.
Okay, that's enough of that.
So what are you saying? That's enough of that.
This, well, I'm trying to use some of these pre-wound bobbins that Becca gave me just to
I'm
use
telling
them
you
up.
what, I like those pre-wounds.
I don't know. I didn't try them in my long arm yet, so we'll see how that goes. But you know,
I didn't
Just-
think I would like pre-wound bobbins. I really didn't think I would, but there's less
Stop and
buzz per se coming off of them. And I can get double the amount of long arming done without the stops.
mhm. Well, they wind them a lot tighter.
Absolutely. I'm waving at you, Tucker. June Hudson said. She's
I'm
a
waving back.
waving.
I just wish Bernina would, on our small machines, allow pre-round bobbins because I can't find any for our size.
Nope. Well, ours are the
Hardest part.
big ones.
Yeah, 'cause
Everybody want to see my yeah.
Yes, I
Margella?
want to see the Bargello. Show and
Make room.
tell, baby.
Tucker's huge.
Yes, we've reached show and tell hour.
We got time.
Got all night.
Is that not beautiful? I am so
I
glad.
can't show the whole thing.
That's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Goes all the way through.
Very
I
pretty.
used my scraps in the border.
Did you? Let me see.
That was a pain in the butt to get lined up.
Oh, absolutely. But you love the end result, right?
I do, but I've never done it before, so it was a big pain in my butt.
Oh,
But I got it.
as long as you love it, that's all that matters.
absolute.
So I'll bring this one to Maryland with me.
Okay.
So this is the next pattern I'm doing.
The T-Rex.
Where'd you get that
Oh.
from?
Sometime in Christmas, I'm going to, or in December, I'm gonna get the fabric for it for my nephew. It's gonna be an orange T-Rex with a green backing. It's gonna be 5 next year.
It's gonna be bright.
Hashtag raffle. Go ahead and start and let's see if it gives you the tickets. He's just got it set up.
I don't know where the chat is on here. There it is.
I'm waiting to see. Yes, it's working, honey. I gave Dahlia hers.
sure.
Yep.
Only one.
Let's do the, let me see. It's 11:30. Let's go to 11:45. That'll give you guys time. It's okay.
So Donna, you're gonna have to
Yes.
send me the link for the pattern that Tucker is doing.
Okay.
I want some challenging.
That will challenge you.
Yeah.
because the animals weren't as challenging as I thought they would be.
They were or weren't?
They weren't.
Okay. Oh, quit fussing. It took you 5 seconds to set it up, love. I could have said I'll give the puppy away.
My God, I had to set up 5.
I know, right? You're something else. All is well.
I'm just gonna keep some questions rolling here. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I have to ask you
direct
something,
report.
though, Tucker.
I was kind of sidetracked with this little piece. Sorry, guys. Go ahead, Tucker.
I was gonna ask, well, I can ask, well,
You can
Donna
ask
can go
anything.
first since Courtney stepped off. Did you find that you've gotten busier long arm wise during the holiday season or holiday coming up?
Donna Dixon needs to.
Absolute.
Hashtag rap, she's got a hashtag apple.
Do I?
Donna Dixon needs to put the R in front of her, she got it spelled wrong.
Donna Dixon. You're gonna have to re-enter. You have it AFFLE. So hit hashtag, I mean the slash raffle. RAFFLE.
Not hashtags.
Exclamation, sorry. It's the brain. We're both messing up. Yeah, her R didn't catch is all it is.
Words are
Donna, here's
just
one.
challenging
Words
today.
are hard. That's a quarter jar. Flying to the Stars quilt. That is going to be really gorgeous.
Like that.
That might be a little bit less than what Tucker's working on, but it's a stepping stone, so I can get to that point.
Yep.
Honey, you'll get there before you know it. Life
I
is
don't
a
advise
journey.
people to do what I do and just jump in with the hardest thing.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I thought the lion and elephant and the wolf would be the hardest thing, Tucker, and it wasn't. To me, it's like putting pieces of puzzles together.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the way I felt about the horse. But it wasn't foundation paper piece. It was like painting with fabric, paint by number.
Yeah.
But I had it done in 2 days, so.
I think that came together really pretty for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got another one to do next. The same guy's pattern.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
honey, that's
Turtle.
gonna be gorgeous.
Tom Whitney patterns.
I think it's gonna be very pretty.
This one isn't in kit though. I gotta cut all the fabric out for this one.
So, Tucker, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
Rotate Lone Star.
Oh, Lord.
Must be late for you guys. 11:30 a.m. Saturday for me, and
Oh.
it's 11:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Janet.
Okay, I can see it in the center, the pink. In each section, I would put a feather going in one direction, or the two feathers facing in towards each other, and just go around like that. Then in the second outside section, do some ruler work, and then in the other outside section, do like a not a continuous curve. Yeah, it is a continuous
Yeah.
curve. Just something to different designs to sort of break it up a little bit. Or if you wanted to do continuous curve on the whole thing, that would work too.
Oh my God, I just want to make it simple. Fast.
Oh,
But no, she bought this and I'm like,
Okay.
I get stuck. And I'm thankful you're here tonight.
Absolutely.
well, if that would be
Only
the,
got 31 that's entered the raffle, so guys keep entering because it's gonna go. So it's slash raffle. Trees. Joe, what am I?
Exclamation raffle.
Exclamation raffle. Words are hard tonight. And
What
Teresa
is
Louise,
challenging? Yes.
it is Shelley, sweetheart.
Here. All right.
And I didn't mean to call you an it, Shelley.
It's okay. I've been called a lot worse.
Next week, this brain will be working better. I hope.
We all hope.
I hope.
I was the same way after having COVID.
I told him I don't even feel like driving yet. You know what I mean? If I can't make complete
And-
sentences, I don't want to be behind the wheel of a car.
Or, you know, the second one will get you bounced around easier.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
do
do.
those a lot.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There's
But then when
there's a
you
lot
do
of
the
diamonds
first
in there.
one, you can do it simple, or when you come back through, you can echo that a little bit, and it just makes it look a little more curvy.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I got stuck. And I normally don't get stuck.
Now, is that your customer quilts?
Yeah, she
That's
allows me
okay.
to put it up here. She's
Oh.
the one that I did a couple other
Right.
computerized.
Yep.
Okay, Tucker, what's been your hardest quilt so far for 2022 that you've done?
That's a good question.
I know you were down for a couple months, but that doesn't count.
Let's do this in two parts because I have two different answers.
Okay.
Before I shut down, there was a quilt. It was, I don't even remember what it was. It was string pieced blocks with 6-inch borders around each of the blocks. And it was like a fall type of quilt. And the quilting that this lady wanted on it wouldn't have went with the pattern because she wanted all over graffiti on this. And
Ooh.
in my head, you know, it just wouldn't have worked. And, you know, we discussed this and, you know, we got it worked down to a couple different, you know, designs, and it was still technically graffiti quilting, but it was only 4 different designs instead of 400 different designs on one quilt. And she really, really liked that quilt, and it really turned out good. It wasn't challenging. The design aspect was more challenging. And that, I think a lot of long arm quilters sort of don't tell you that part of how, when you get a quilt and put it on your frame, sometimes you stand there for days looking at that quilt saying, what am I going to do that isn't going to make this quilt look like a piece of garbage? Really?
Right, you don't want it to be
I
too
agree with
busy,
you.
and you don't want to take away from their work.
Right. And when I came back, I would say the quilt that I just pulled off the long arm today was difficult because the customer, and I don't know if she wants me to say, because she's a fellow YouTuber, and it wasn't more the piecing and whatever. It was great. The squarest quilt I have ever quilted. And it was more of what to put on it because it was a famous piece of art
Oh,
in the center. And I'm like, first of all, I was so honored that she wanted me to quilt it. And then there was a movie to go along with it. And I'm like, how am I supposed to honor the art piece and the movie in this? So it sat on the machine for a couple of days, and, you know, it took a couple of days to figure out what I was going to do. And then to actually digitize that design and design it, it was just a lot of different steps.
do you ever like sit and just kind of like freehand a design and then lay it there on the quilt and then come up with, I do the same thing
Yep.
because I don't want to drop that needle until I'm sure that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, this quilt was of a famous piece of artwork. So I would pause the movie when I would see, you know, a design on a sidewalk or different paintings that they showed in the movie. And I'm like, I want this quilt to have a very elegant picture like quilting border around it.
Mhm.
So for a couple of days, that's what I did. I researched different vintage picture frames and stuff like that. And I decided on one. So I put it in the computer and digitized the design. And I was like, this still needs something. So I stitched the design out openly. And then I did really dense quilting in it to make that design stand out. So it would catch your eye more.
Mhm.
And it really turned out great.
I'm like Teresa Louise. I believe the quilt speaks to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead and end it. Okay, he's gonna do the drawing.
That's the way I've been for the last 5
Hell
years.
yeah, you're the winner.
So.
Yay.
Remind me
Congratulations.
it's Delia as soon as I find this number I'm looking for.
She says, holy moly.
Holy moly.
But that was actually the first quilt that I've actually been stuck. And she trusts me to do it all. She doesn't,
Mhm.
she's like, I like the piece, but I don't like to quilt.
Mhm.
She tried to quilt one time on our smallest machine. She just doesn't trust
Nope.
herself enough to do it.
Yep.
That's why I'm cheating.
You what?
I'm cheating. These are tearaway.
Oh,
Yeah, I buy some Urban Elements too. I get the digital for the humanities.
I don't have that option.
get in that cabinet. I'm out of posting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the bottom. That way I can write myself a note.
She says, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank everyone for coming tonight. I need to post the notes, not the notepad.
You're already almost up to 80.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah, and I think that's the scariest part, when the people hand over all creative freedom to you, because that's my thing is I need them to give me one step to go from. What do you like? What don't you like? How am I supposed to know if you don't like my feathers or my pebbles or not? I don't know. Thankfully, I haven't had that yet, but my anxiety just gets the best of me sometimes. And it's, it takes a lot to take that first stitch. But once you get started, you're like, it's just a quilt. And whatever, you have to think, whatever you do, somebody's going to use it and love it and stay warm.
Absolute.
Because she's the first one actually that gave me free range. And most of her quilts are just free motion by me with ruler and nothing else. I can do swirls, I can do meandering without the computer, snowflakes. There's some things I will not do free motion because I'm still learning, but I did it on Donna's quilt because with her giving me a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
And that was the feathers.
I've already got her address. Yeah.
Yes, I'm one of those people, I will, if I'm giving my quilt to a long armor for custom work, is like, don't quilt it too loose, don't quilt it to death, give me somewhere in the middle and have fun.
I like that. Let me see. Thank everyone for joining us tonight, and I greatly appreciate it. It's always fun to do a good raffle. So Tucker, if I told you I don't like the doll in the drab, please be creative and go wild. What woman would that be enough information for you?
Oh, wait a
And
minute.
Janet Johnson says, I'm going now. Got to get ready to go out for lunch and have a great day. Good. Thank you, Janet. And you have a fabulous day, love. Okay, Tucker.
I mean, I think that to me gives me plenty of whatever because of information. But I feel what I do freehand is more like whimsical and, you know, whatever happens, happens. And it's, I don't know, how do I want to explain it? It's difficult to imagine how that quilt is going to look like afterward, but you just have to put those pieces together. Okay, what does the quilt look like? And if you know that information, you need to bring a little more detail to the quilting. If they don't like the piecing as much, because there was a lady that came here to the studio and she said, I do not like this quilt top at all. Do something amazing with your quilting that will show it off. And, you know, that was the case where you put beautiful feathers in the background and did a little bit of echo work on the inside and, you know, called it a day. Because if you know what your customer doesn't like, you know not what to highlight. If your customer doesn't like the star blocks that they did and they'd rather have something in the background, then you're not going to put beautiful feathers in the star blocks. You're going to put them in the background. So, you know, just fun things like that. But you can make any quilt look 100 times different just by adding some quilting.
True.
Whether that's edge to edge or custom.
Let me see. I want to know what they don't like. That would be point blank. Tell me what you don't like about quilting, so we're sure we don't add that in. Kelly Cruz and Crafts. Good evening. It is super windy here, and I have a few candles going. Oh, well, be careful, sweetheart, with candles. Far side of me. The charcoal's going there. Trying to move that. Kelly, it is 8:46 p.m. Just got back from my folks. Now, what is that pattern? I can't make out what you got, Shelley.
Oh, it's cathedral window.
Oh, okay. That's pretty.
Just trimming a million threads off of it.
Thank you for subscribing, Hildegard. And welcome. So Heather, what's been the hardest part of becoming a content creator for you? Have you had any obstacles yet?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What's been the
I had
hardest
one with-
so far?
The series that I'm working through right now, or that's being uploaded and posted right now,
Mhm.
pattern is no longer available on Craftsy where it should be, and I
Oh.
am pissed.
Oh, absolute.
That's the same way with mine. The braided star.
Oh,
It's
no,
all-
because I found that one. I found that one. It is where it's supposed to be, but that's an Angela Walters pattern too. They
Yeah,
haven't released it back to her yet.
Mm.
But with the pattern I'm using disappearing, it's either they've decided, oh, we're just not going to do this anymore, or they're fixing to release it back to Monique, which is
Oh.
possible. Not going to say that's set in stone, but it's possible. I keep looking.
Oh, that's right.
But
You're
I
doing the Monique one.
Yes, but I have learned a valuable lesson from this. No more crafty patterns.
No.
No more.
Yeah, when I saw you were doing that, saying by all means, but I was like, maybe someone hasn't told you the history there.
No, it was there while I was filming all of it last month. It was there. And then I
Right.
post that video and it's gone. It's like, well, isn't this fun?
But it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
trial and error,
The
but you
point-
did a fabulous job on everything you're showing. So,
It's the point of it was to teach the 2 at a time half square triangle method. That's the entire reason I was filming this series.
right,
So
that's the next piece.
but so
I
the
think we
videos
all
that I'm
have those
posting now are
moments.
just gonna come out faster than I normally would.
So what's your next project going to be?
Christmas stocking.
Are you going to show how you're doing those?
Yes. And that one, I know the template pattern is still available.
You'll have to email me that. I would love to do that with you.
I'll send it to you in Messenger.
Okay.
But I'll warn you, I took her template and I shrunk it.
Oh, absolute. It's one of those life lessons, babe.
Yeah.
Let me see. June. They're getting back to what they used to do, and I don't have anything to do with them anymore. Never again. I get it. Hildegard, thank you. I'm watching from Germany. Awesome. And welcome from Germany.
Well,
Hello to all the people in the chat. That's fabulous, honey. I have never bought a pattern from Crafty. I hate how they screwed around. I've heard that a lot, a lot.
I agree.
It was, I know that Angela said she was very disappointed that she wasn't able to teach there anymore.
Yeah.
They flipped because they let her go.
Oh, I remember that.
Because they let Monique go too. So but then Monique still teaches on Facebook.
Absolute. And she's fabulous at what she does.
Yes, she is.
Now, when I've ordered her subscription boxes, and you have to think like Monique to work the project. You know what I'm saying? But just to read it, it's like, what? So then after I lay it out, I'm like, oh, okay, now I see what she says.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like think like her to get the pattern down right.
Yeah.
But I think that's just from working so many of her projects. Did
Maybe.
you get her Christmas box?
I didn't. It's not in my budget. Not after buying Moon Garden.
No. Yeah, that's my anniversary gift from Joe.
I'm about to take about an 8-month hiatus from buying fabric. So
Oh, absolute. My goal is, I told him, I said, I've got a couple of things. We all need that's pantry items per se, you know, like
Yeah.
yardage. I don't need
Yeah.
any more projects. And unless it's something for a customer or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty stocked up. So I told him, I said, why they've got all these sales and whatnot. I think I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and buy a few bolts of stuff I know I'm going to need. And then I want to try to go a whole year without buying anything. So I'm
good luck with that.
get to the Christmas line to where I'm stocked up on projects. But
It's like I want to work through all the kits that I have.
right.
And a lot of those are blueprint craftsy kits.
Oh,
So there
okay.
may be a lot of time lapse on my channel.
This was one of them from them too.
Mhm.
I
Absolutely.
quit buying there and I went to Amazon and just buy the pattern.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to just buy the pattern if the kid doesn't like the colors that they come with. I can change.
I
it.
like how they're so versatile. You don't have to do these patterns in these set colors, that you can
Right.
change them up. And I really like that. See why?
I was trying to touch him, but he's like, "Boo."
What?
Have you seen my wolf and elephant?
No, I haven't.
Well, I'll show you the wolf because I don't have it right now. My daughters ran off with it. Donna can tell you how beautiful it is when I was done with it.
Hold on 1 second. Kathleen, I have a new set of exercises from the orthopedic surgeon. Saw him yesterday. The knee is pretty good though.
I like that.
Everybody's telling Hildegard welcome.
Would you say, Courtney?
Mark, I bought a
Okay,
ton of
it folded
crafty
and broke in half.
stuff way back before they became blueprints and then changed back. Just trying to get the kits sewn up. Pre-2022 crafties was good. Absolutely. I think they've cut a lot of corners. My pantry items are Tula fabrics. Absolutely. Yes, Nancy, I'm happy with how I'm going 2 weeks from today. That's wonderful. I'm glad that surgery worked out fabulous for you, Dom.
This is one pattern that I want to get to this next.
See why?
This is one pattern I want to get to next year. The atomic struggle.
That is going to be beautiful.
Heather, I'm gonna do that with you as soon as I buy that pattern.
It's going to be
I have to figure out what fabric I want to use for it.
I know
right.
that. But it's the fun part. You figure out who you're gonna give it to. Use their colors.
Who
That's how-
on earth said I was gonna give it away? I
That-
gotta make some new hair.
If it's yours, you pick your own fabric. I'm trying to make sure I hang this up right for Tucker the right way. I don't want the thing upside down.
Which one's that? The elephant?
The
Yeah,
elephant.
Oh, wow.
all free motion.
I love,
Beautiful.
that's great.
So I don't know if you can tell a little bit.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow.
Is
but I
it
can
not
flip it to
pretty?
the other side so you guys see it.
I love that. Love those colors.
You can really see the center of it on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, now we can really see the quilting.
Mhm. Hold the quilting up closer to the camera, Court.
That is all me except for up here. I had to change it. But other than that, flowers, swirls, feathers.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Now that's the one that you entered into the quilt show?
No, that was the wolf. This one
Okay,
didn't get done in time because of
Right.
everything else. And I gotta finish it and I wanna see if I can get it done before Christmas. This is for my niece. Which is, she has a brother and that's who's getting this dinosaur.
Yep.
And then I have another nephew that's gonna get one too, so. Thank you, Kelly.
that is gorgeous. She did a great job with it.
Well, some of the subscribers actually
I
did.
had the pattern, but I gave it away. Teresa Louise. Geez Louise.
Geez Louise, Teresa Louise.
I so wish she lived closer to me. I could wreak havoc on the world if she was near. We don't have elk here, but by God, we got a lot of Bambi. Brenda Foley, well, I think I must sleep now. Good night to all. Good night, darling. And thanks for joining.
Bye.
Oh, here's another one I need to get to this year.
Let me see. That is going to be a cool set. Joe and I kid you not, we were at the fabric store today, and this guy and girl come in and they laid this skull fabric down and asked the woman to measure it, and she did. She told him it was like 5 or 6 yards. She quoted them the price. Then she told him it was half off today for doorbuster for that particular one. The guy looks up and sees these skull pillows. And I'm
Yeah.
guessing they must have been the Halloween line or something.
Yeah.
So they were $19.99 regular. And he goes, oh, that's just too pricey. And he asked the woman to look at the tag and ring it to see what it would bring up. It rang up at, what was it, like $6-7 a pillow, because it was the 70% off. Then she gave him another 40% off. It was like paying to walk out the door. And he was just like a kid in a candy store. And he started telling her, he goes, yeah, we're on our way home now. I just bought her this sewing machine for $5 at a yard sale, so I wanted her to have something to sew on.
Oh
Wasn't
my
that cool?
Mhm.
If you're
Oh my
enjoying the
goodness.
channel, consider following and subscribing. Absolutely. So here's another piece. Now I got to look and see how to add all these together. But I want to put all my colors away I dug out tonight, so I don't have them all jacked up. Kind of like cleaning as you go.
Hey, Tucker.
Huh?
Have you seen this book?
What's that one?
Color, Thread, and Free Motion Quilting.
Oh, I don't have that one.
So my husband found it for me.
Huh.
He was like, I'd like to see you do something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would look
very
cool in your pattern, Heather.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, is
would.
that all free motion, or is that going to be?
It's all
on-
free motion. Basically, this person, Terry Lucas, did this.
It reminds me of like a whole cloth quilt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have to get working on my whole cloth quilt. But you know,
Do you make samples to where your clients can see it instead of just on the computer? Right, Tucker?
for edge to edge, no.
Okay.
I mean, even though my machine could stitch it out in literally 3 minutes, it to me, it seems like a waste of
Fabric.
backing, batting, and
Okay.
quilt top.
Well,
Or
my
right.
husband was asking, and I'm like, I'll ask
Yeah.
one of my friends.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Do
you
you?
got your Tucker sewing and quilting sign? Didn't you do a little bit of samples on that of different designs?
Yeah. And I don't even know where that thing got to.
You haven't got it in the new place.
It's floating around here somewhere. I think I saw it the other week. I still have to bind it. But
Oh.
that I did a lot of different free motion designs on, and I completely forgot about it. So I guess Courtney, I changed my answer. Yeah. If it's like a free motion design that they want on their quilt, then I can, I guess, show them that. I completely forgot about that.
I remember you doing it on live.
Hmm.
I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
I
Um,
was actually gonna make one like with my YouTube channel, which is also my business name, so I can put it up here.
Hmm. Yep,
Gave me the idea to do that,
sure.
and I thank you.
Yep. Well, I know you can do it. I just typed my name into the computer and had the machine stitch out like bubble letters. I had it stitch out one time and then laid pieces of fabric on it, and then had the machine stitch out a second time to nail down that fabric, sort of like raw edge applique.
Okay. I have
Or
one
you
on
could use
my
an embroidering
computer,
machine.
so- See if I have any. Thank you.
Hmm.
I always look, so whenever you post videos, the first thing I go to is watching all of yours. Because when I watch you and Tiffany and anybody else who's long arming, I can mesmerize, because it's easier for me to mesmerize how the movement goes
Yep.
than just someone sitting there trying to teach you.
Hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of long arm quilters are visual learners.
Mhm.
And because you need to, I think it's something with your eyeballs watching what's stitching, and then somehow that magically appears in your shoulders, and you gain that muscle memory without even touching it. If somebody's standing up there talking to you about it and not showing you anything, or at least giving a demonstration, how do you see what the final result is supposed to look like? You can't see them walking you through those steps. So I think that, visually, the long arm quilting videos, especially on YouTube, where you can see the thread path and stuff like that, helps a lot of people, not just long arm quilters, but domestic free motion quilters and, people like that.
That's why so usually like today would have been my long arm Friday. I've had issues. One of my cords from this head here
Mhm,
to this gray box
mhm.
is dead. So this end was 120 volt. The one up to the machine was a 3 volt. So something happened to the cord in the process.
Hmm.
So I have to get that probe replaced, and I have to have it ordered from Switzerland.
Isn't that nice?
But luckily we're getting it done.
Yep. Well, I got my little section done here.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
good, Tucker.
Oh, that is so cute, babes. I
Wait a
like-
minute. It'll go up in this top section over here. Like right here. And
Now,
you-
does that like shift a lot? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See,
See
that's
this
what I'm
right
concerned with.
there. See, I don't even know how this goes. There's supposed to be an extra border and I'm putting it on the wrong way. So it's laying pretty flat on that part, but I only have a little more to go.
I love it.
Mhm.
It's beautiful, but it looks really confusing to me.
That's why I'm leaning on Tucker. Someone
Right.
asked a question, and let me see, where was it for Tucker? Tucker, I use Orville 80 weight thread makeup FPP, very thin, love it. Tucker, have you settled into your new studio yet?
It's a hot mess, and it's a hot mess because literally every single day I have a customer quilt, and when you're quilting a customer quilt, you have to be on top of the machine, and when you stand for 8 hours a day, your feet hurt. And even though I'm probably the youngest long arm quilter in the world,
Do
my feet still hurt.
you have a
So
quilting mat?
I have my quilting mat ordered. It just hasn't come in yet. And, you have other things going on, other projects and stuff like that. So currently I have fabric sitting on the back of my long arm that I'm still trying to put away from boxes 3 months ago that I unpacked. And quilts scattered all over this humongous L-shaped couch. I can't even sit on it. It's just a mess. But I'm thinking that in the new year, I'm going to take a week and get this place straightened out.
Slow and steady.
Right. And then crazy me is out here thinking about getting another long arm put in here.
Why do you want to?
Because at the moment, I said that I'm sort of having a debate, or it's sort of like a tie back and forth. One week I get a lot of custom quilting, and then the next week I get a lot of edge to edge, and then the next week I get 15 quilts of both. And it's just a lot. And I'm thinking about getting just a freehand machine so I can have the computer going and freehand at the same time.
Makes sense.
And that's
Is-
what I was also talking to my husband.
You have the space for it?
It'll take a little bit of rearranging, but I think I can squeeze my old machine back in here.
Oh, you still got it?
Uh-huh. And if I sell it till then, well, I'm looking at a used Gamble. It's not a new one or anything, but it's an oldie, but it'll do the job.
That's all that matters, babes.
Yeah. But hey, I'm just thinking that's not a given or a
Right.
Stone.
Did I send you that link for December? For down
The
payment?
PayPal.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna take care of that tomorrow.
I didn't even think about it until just now. I'm like, Fred, did I send that? I wanted. Whoops.
Right.
Making sure I got my stuff together.
Yeah.
So who all's going on the journey? Grandma or everybody?
To Missouri. It's just gonna be me and mom on this one.
Oh, cool.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be a blast.
Mom's never been to any of the states we're gonna be traveling through.
How cool is that?
And then she's gonna meet some people that I met over the summer, and she's excited for that.
Are you guys, did you rebook? Well, you haven't yet, of course. I'm sure she hasn't opened it up. I saw T's doing another retreat.
Retreat. I'm gonna pay for my retreat spot tomorrow as well. So far,
Did she
I'm-
open it up?
she opened it to the 28 people that went to her retreat before. She's giving them early access to know how many people that were there before want to go again. So she has a head count of how many people are coming when she opens up to the public.
All right.
And the reason she did that was because she wants her, her big time supporters to have sort of like a head start in that aspect. But so far, I'm planning on going back.
I think you had a blast. Now,
Oh
are you
my-
driving back out next time?
Next time I think next time I'll probably drive, because by then I'll have my actual driver's license, and then I can just keep on going wherever I want and not have to worry about anybody else. But yeah, I'll probably drive.
All right. Well, Beck and I are talking about going to that one. That's why I was asking.
So
we
maybe we'll
got-
have to carpool in Becca's car.
Huh?
Maybe we'll have to take Becca's car. She probably has the biggest car out of all of us.
You don't get the front seat if we do.
No, you get the massaging seat.
I need that vibrating seat.
Right.
Tucker, you need to make sure you're wearing proper fitting shoes with good support. You will thank me when you're old.
Yeah, I wear my-
Probably quilts in his bare feet.
I love quilting bare feet. I can't do anything with shoes on. But I have my special oofs, or whatever they're called, those new shoes that are made for flat-footed people. And even wearing those all day, my feet and hips still hurt.
Yep.
You
And let
sound
me-
like my mini nut. She just hates shoes.
yeah, 17.
Yeah.
Joe's even saying, my God, he better start wearing the right shoes or he's going to have old feet like me.
Yep.
Lean saying, Courtney, I sent you a pattern today via email for the bowl cozy, babe. And she says, all right, Courtney, I was interested in hearing what you're saying. So what you saying?
I was agreeing with Tucker when sometimes we have those multiple orders that are mix of both. Yeah, I've been telling my husband that it's a little bit much when I need to keep things rolling. Because I feel like if I don't get things done, yes, I tell them 7 days, because that's what I like to make sure I have enough time. But I want to, he knows I want a bigger space, so it's gonna take a while. But I told him I wanted to buy a used long arm.
What, another one? Where are you going to
Yes.
put that one?
Probably in my garage. After I clean up my hoarded mess. I mean,
Goals, baby, goals.
yeah, well, I took over my parents' bookshelves because my daughter likes to read. And so do my husband and I. And I need bookshelves to also put my pattern books, like Missouri Star books that I get every month or every 3, right, Tucker? 3 months?
Yeah, I think it's every 3 or 2 months, something like that.
Yeah, and I'm still going with that. And I'm like, I don't have shelves in here, so I need space. And then I have a TV that I have to get in here soon. So,
Yes, we have an ever expanding hobby.
Mhm.
It all takes over our lives.
It does. What you
Mhm.
think's gonna be just a little bit of space.
Mhm.
Gone.
Yes.
I think Sue Allen is asking you, Tucker, what is your older quilting machine? And if you sell, how much are you asking?
My old quilting machine, it's a Grace 15 regulated. And it does have the computer on it. So there's sort of different price points, depend if you just want the machine or you want the machine and the computer. And who's asked that question?
Sue Allen.
Sue, if you have my messenger on Facebook, you can send me a message, and you can find me at Tucker Nace on Facebook. But let me see if I can pop my email into the chat. And if you can't do that, then you can just email me. Okay, YouTube Studio is not YouTube.
Nuh-uh.
I know. Okay, let's see if we can get some.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, we don't need to hear about the Pennsylvania election. Thank you very much.
Is it over?
No, but that's all I've been getting for the past 3 months, and I can't even vote. So
I keep
Almost,
getting
baby.
spam from the
Almost.
Texas governor in my text messages. It's annoying.
Mm.
right, let's see. Did I spell it right? I don't know. Yep.
Um,
All right, I popped the link in the chat or the email.
well, I don't see you.
Hang on.
You
Mike-
probably, if you type and maybe Donna will put you on as mod, because I don't think you can put that in there yet.
Say something, Tuck.
I don't know. Hang on.
Just go in the chat a second.
Hello. I can't even spell hello.
We all have one of those days, don't we?
Oh my.
Yeah, I think it's today.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have one of those days for having
All right, babe.
7 classes today to teach.
Oh, goodness.
Try now, Tucker.
Okay, wait, let's copy and paste. I ain't typing that again.
What?
Can I fix you?
There we go.
But yeah, my hardest today of the classes, and which I was fear of, is 5th and 6th graders. I didn't have my 6th graders, and my 5th graders came in. That was my biggest fear with, because I've had issues with the other teacher being there. I'm a volunteer in the library. That's how I get my stewardship points for to volunteer. But they actually turned out amazing, which is unusual for them. Nancy says, Tucker, what state are you going to go through to get to T's quilt retreat?
We're gonna to go to Missouri this time. We're gonna go through Pennsylvania on the turnpike west, a little bit of West Virginia, Ohio, Illinois, Iowa, and then Missouri. And that'll be the same going to T Quilt's retreat next time,
When's her retreat?
2024.
And you're still doing quilt
Is it
con with us,
2023?
right?
Or 24?
2024. She has her big retreat every 2 years.
Okay.
What'd you say, Donna, about QuiltCon?
You're still going to quilt con with us, right?
So,
Okay.
well, we'll have to talk about that offline because some things are, things might be added and changed with that department. But
Right.
so far, yes, I'm planning on going to QuiltCon one way or another.
I'm hoping you come. Because
Mhm.
I am coming. I told my family, don't care if you don't want to come, I am going. Because
Mhm.
I got friends over there that I want to meet.
Right.
And then Kathleen says, heck, Courtney, can you blow out a wall in this room and expand it right there? Sounds good anyways, LOL.
No.
Well, the problem is this is a she shed and it's going to be harder to fix the walls compared to buying a bigger shop itself out of at a shed shop. Because I really don't want to deal with that.
Now, what size is your shop? I forget.
10 by 20.
I couldn't remember because Joe's talking about building us something because we've outgrown our space. And we've got a great big, large 4-car car pad that we could build on.
Yeah.
And then just move the shop out there.
I've talked about, my husband and I have actually talked about selling this one and getting me into, which was going to be 16 by 30.
Yeah, I know I need more space.
But yeah, that can fit 2 long arms in there, if I'm correct, as long as I put one on the 16-inch wall. So
I don't think it fit on a 16-inch wall, Courtney.
No,
yeah,
not
well, it's a 13-foot frame.
you're saying inches, love bug.
It's 16 foot.
You're acting like
You guys
Donna.
know that I subbed today, so my brain's all we
This is your brain. This is your brain on kids.
yeah. After spoiling them and send them back to their teachers.
Absolutely.
I spoiled them with chocolate and suckers for being really good and quiet when I asked them to.
You didn't do that, did you?
Yeah, they were sugar high when they got to the teachers. The teachers were sugar high too.
Oh my girl.
Uh-huh. Whoa, let's see.
Yeah, I would take over the whole basement if I could. But I
You
can't.
think?
Yeah, well, when we first was moving in, I told my husband I was going to take the whole basement. And he goes, no, I need an office.
Does he use the office?
Nope.
There you go.
And it has a guest bed in it.
See why?
It has a guest bed in it. And it's going to go bye-bye anyway.
It
I'd
sounds
move into the basement and he can have the she shed.
absolute.
I would, but he wouldn't want, even though he likes purple, he wouldn't want these walls.
Too bad for him. He
Yeah,
can
but it's a
paint.
matter of paint.
Well,
Take
the
your
only problem
poison.
is I can't really move in the basement. The second part is the rainy times.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I have some cracks around the walls that I have to get fixed before I can even, because I won't trust this one down there at all.
Mm.
That's just like when I moved in here, I got 4 shelves, 4 big bookshelves. And I didn't even get half of my boxes unpacked and all those shelves were filled up.
Really?
I underestimated how much stuff I had.
I think
And-
you find stuff after you're in and settled.
Yeah, it's just, we accumulate a lot
Yeah.
of stuff as crafters.
Is that what we're gonna call ourselves, crafters?
Yeah,
Well, it's better than hoarders.
Curators.
We're
Curators.
something.
Shut up.
All I got's worth something.
Orders.
well,
Except
I'm not just a quilter. I'm a scrapbooker. I'm a origami maker, a jewelry maker, cameo, vinyl t-shirts, embroider.
Mhm.
You name it, I've done it all.
all right. I've got all of 1 through 10 is done and ready to get all pieced together, but my mind is not gonna allow me to do that tonight,
Mm-mm.
and I'm not having a date with Jack. I've already done that on one. I put it in backwards. So Jack and I are divorcing for the night. done with that guy.
Mhm.
So let me see. Let me catch the chat real quick. Tucker, I've sent you. 1 minute. Have you on my list and can send you a message, Sue Allen.
All right.
Okay, it's my hubby, me in our house, and I'm going to kick him out to the barn. He has 2 stories and a wood shop in there. I think 2 rooms for my quilting is perfectly equal. Absolutely. Plus you have the indoor plumbing. You've got that bonus. So yeah, Amy Paul has a garage for his man cave. My basement is 22. Her basement is bigger than my house. Makes me sad. 2,200 square foot with a full kitchen and an extra room and a half bath. I'm moving in. I love you, Dahlia.
Mhm.
Mine's 1,900 square foot.
Yeah, our house is 1,800. 1,800, that's it. Oh, I have a fireplace. Ooh, now you don't even have to make the deal any sweeter, you know?
Yeah.
Move
Donna,
over,
you gotta beat me there.
get first dibs. Kathleen, Dahlia, I'd say you win. Absolutely. Lori, I can't get downstairs. We use fireplace, Dahlia. I have a chair lift. How this deal keeps getting sweeter. You take care of me in my golden years. We bought our house because it had a large bonus room for my sewing and a 3-car garage for the Model A. That makes sense. Courtney, I think we have, wait a minute, we all do many things. Absolutely. Kathleen, creative. I'm down with that. Absolutely. Come on over. Girl, you never know. He'll be knocking at your door. I got your address. Hell, I might have to hand deliver. I had stuff all over the living room and dining room, both tiny canes in the bathroom and in the middle of the night. Next day started, oh, makes sense to me. All right, guys, it is 12:30. I've had a blast. Is anybody else done for the night?
I
Yeah.
can show you what I've done.
Joyce, how far you got? Are you starting all over or is that a different one?
It's the same one.
Oh, that's the one you had to pick out.
Yeah, it was this one.
Okay.
I had to pick out twice. And I had to pick out once on this one. Twice, actually.
I like the
That's
color.
right here in the wrong spot.
Right.
Are you doing the lion too, Courtney?
Yes.
I like the colors.
Their half of the lion. I'm way ahead. And when she wanted to start, I put it off to the side of the burner. So
Oh, cool.
where she's at, I can tell you that right now.
Do what?
You're right here.
At the top, yeah.
It starts in the middle of his face.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm just putting pieces together right now.
Yeah. But I'm letting you know now because it starts in the middle of the face and goes down.
Okay.
Unlike the others start where it's the top of the
Right.
head down.
Okay. So if I jack his face up, we're screwed.
Yeah,
It's
eight.
all good.
that's his nose. That's his nose.
I haven't got to the nose. We'll get there though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Absolute.
And like I said, I would be willing to do the elephant and the wolf again if I needed to.
Yeah, we're gonna do them.
Because I know I got to do the wolf 2 more times.
Yeah, I've got all the patterns. We're just gonna streamline right in. Let me see. Have a great night, everyone. Teresa Louise, there's room for another long arm, but sadly, hubby doesn't want any more dogs. Yeah, see, I can't bring Buttercup, but I could hide Buttercup in my pocketbook and he'd never see her. She's all of 5 pounds. He wouldn't even notice. LOL. What Azalea, we're all moving in. We're gonna have a party over at Azalea's. Wouldn't she flip out if she saw a camp out in her driveway when she woke up?
Mhm.
The plot thinkings, we could have a really good bash over there. Well, dang. Willa isn't a dog. She's a tiny human, okay? Thanks, Courtney. I asked twice about the pattern layout. I didn't see the chat.
I didn't
Patty
either.
Jean, do I?
I didn't either.
I didn't see it. So what are you asking about the layout? Patty will stay on. How many pieces have you gotten done tonight, honey? Okay, good night, everyone. Judith Thorpe, good night, and thanks for gathering. Dahlia, Hildegard, good night. Lori Clark, I'm still sewing on a roll. 12:30 here, 12:30 here too, Lovey. We love a good party. Be careful what you wish for because Tucker doesn't live that far from me. And all
Oh,
I
look
gotta do
out.
back
Oh,
from the
boy.
trip is say, have mom bring you to my house and we're going out west.
Mhm.
Yeah, all we gotta do is zip over to the turnpike and take 22.
Yep.
Good night, Nellie. So Nancy, what questions do you have, Lovey, on I need to know where number 1 through 10 is on the pattern. I'm gonna show you right here it is, baby. So I'm gonna hold this up and she's gonna show you there. So we're gonna start with piece 1. Courtney, show her piece 1.
This one's right here.
And that's where you're at right here. Piece 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is right here. Show her 2 and 3.
That's where my fingers are.
Show her 4, 5, 6, and 7.
So here's 4, here's 5. And then it's kind of the same 6 and 7. And
I've
then
got- And then 8, 9, and 10 is straight down the front of the face.
right here, this whole little big box.
Yeah, I've got 8 and 9. 10, I didn't pull number 10, evidently. Because it's still laying right here. It's in the next stack. So I'll have to pull number 10 out. That's tomorrow. But Patty, we're gonna be on tomorrow night as well.
Yeah.
So the goal is tomorrow night we'll work. I'll add number 10 on mine and then we'll do 11 through 14. Because that looks like it's just gonna be a lot of folding back and forth.
Yeah.
So if we get that much done tomorrow, 11 through 14, maybe we can hit all the way up to 20, and then that'll be the right side of the face. So we'll see how far we can go tomorrow, baby.
Yeah.
So with all of that being said, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. It's been fabulous. It's been a fun time. We still got 54 in the chat, and to be up this late with 54 people, I think we're doing something right. It's been a
Something.
blast. Tucker, do you got anything you want to say?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's saying I'm done. I want to go to sleep.
I'm gonna give you the puppy face. Will you please come tomorrow?
Who?
Yeah, with us, Tucker?
Yeah. What time? 9, 10 tomorrow?
9:30.
Yeah, sure.
We'll come hang out about 9:30.
Okay. I'll come
I
back
think
on.
Joe's got the thing set for 10 o'clock, but we'll pop on about 9:30.
Sounds good.
I have a question, Donna.
Yes.
Anybody can answer. Anybody who has done memory quilts,
Yes.
do you charge family members?
I don't work for free. I love my family. If it's a memory quilt
If a family member that passed?
of a family member that passed, how close is said family member to you, number one?
An aunt?
Charge for the materials is what I would do.
Mhm.
Okay. 6
Whatever
quilts.
I have in my, like, depending upon what all you're using, I would make a list, compose a figure and say, this is what it's going to cost me. I'll give you my labor for free, but everything else is on you.
Mhm.
Okay. 6 quilts.
6 quilts.
And they're all t-shirts.
No. Whole bunch of different items. I can do whatever I want with them.
But you
If
need
they
to
are
produce
t-shirts, the
6
best thing-
different things.
They could be the same, they could be different. Yeah, all kinds of clothes, t-shirts. She even wants me to cut hearts out of the underwear.
What the hell? We gotta talk offline because I got a potty mouth on that one. Good golly, Miss Molly. Tell them
Yeah.
you need help. Yeah, I'm with Teresa Louise. If they want you to work for free, basically, and that's quite undertaking. Plus, you
Yeah.
work a full-time job. I would say, okay, this is the deal. Somebody come do the interfacing because you got to interface it before you chop it up.
Right.
Then you, in the meantime, you figure out whatever patterns you want to use and what stacks the fabric's going to.
Right.
Then I would hand them a rotary cutter, a cutting mat, and a template. Here you go. I'm sorry, I don't work for free. I love my kids and I charge them. I'm not being mean. They're grown. No,
Right.
you're gonna, if you want me to do this for your football team or this for the cheer team for your kids, I'll do the labor for free, but no, you're gonna pay for whatever's involved. I think
Okay.
that's,
All right.
but that's my opinion. Tucker, what do you think?
I mean, I took advice a couple weeks ago from a wonderful lady, and her name would be Sobecca. And she said, when you're doing quilting, whether it's, for more for somebody else, you have to look at it more like a business. And if you are in business, then there's no exceptions. It's a business. You can't give any exceptions. But, if you're doing it for, as a hobby, and I don't know which category you'd fall in that department, but, you sort of have to, the main priority is getting the money that you put forward. If that's how you feel, if you want to, buy all the materials and contribute in that way, that's completely up to you. But if you feel that you would like to have your money back or, some work, then I wouldn't see why that would be frowned upon.
Okay.
Because you're doing a lot of work. 6 quilts is piecing, interfacing, cutting, quilting, binding, a lot of
Being
work.
honest, the last t-shirt quilt I did, I had 58 hours in it from beginning to end.
Yeah. And these
And-
aren't just t-shirts.
No, I'm just using that as an
Right.
example.
Right.
And I'm going to read you some of the chat. It says, once you give them the price, they may not want all 6. And let me see. Patty G is going to message you, Courtney, evidently about that. Okay. Kathleen Joe's. She's giving you the chuckle. LOL, Sandra. I agree. I'm sorry. Trade hour for house cleaning. She has a small apartment. She would get the crappy end of that deal. They can do the cutting and the labor. You sew it. I agree. True. Make them help you in some way, either help you by the sewing or with cooking and cleaning. Labor to prep, it means you sew it. Yeah, I think have them help you.
Yeah.
Unless they're disabled and crippled up and their hands are deformed or something, and they got webbed feet, they can help.
They live in a different state though.
I don't know what to tell you, babe.
All right.
I'll help you on my ends. We can quilt them up here.
I would say if they're asking you to do that, to at least cover the charges of your material
Right.
and shipping. Do not let them get you out of shipping.
I'll probably take them down there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kathleen goes, I told a dear friend I'll charge you for the material. And she walked. And it's just what it is. For free, they would get a pillow. Absolutely, Sandra K. 6 quilts takes the place of 6 money-making quilts. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I can prep it and send you the quilt. If they help you, then they'll see how much goes into it.
Right.
Have them price out another company and then give them a discount. Courtney. Patty G says she sent it.
I just received it.
Okay. And no time expectations to no limit. No, you can take that to your grave. It could take you a lifetime to do that. I'm not being mean. That's 6
I know.
great quilts or pillows or something with that much. They want hearts out of the freaking underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little batty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had a friend over the summer whose mom passed, and she asked me if I could make a memory quilt or 4. I think it was 3 or 4. I suggested she look into a quilt shop in her area that would possibly do it as a service, but I didn't have the time.
Right.
So
Yeah, on my end, I love doing the memory quilts. I do. But I know a baseline, I could tell you down to the inches what I charge. And I know what my value is, and I won't accept less. And I'm not being a snob about it, but time's money, and I run mine as a business.
Right.
And if my kids are willing to pay for the fabric or whatever, then I'll give mom gets free labor, you know?
Right.
Now, if I'm doing a project for them because I want to make it, then that's just on me. But if I'm doing it for their cheer team or their football teams or the karate, whatever, you know, no, I'll charge you for what I got in it. And then that's on you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Lovey. 6 quilts takes a lot of time and your time isn't free. It sounds to me like they're taking advantage of you. I would say no, unless they're willing to pay you for 6 custom quilts. Yes, it's okay to say no. Maybe do a pillow for each. Pillows are quick and simple and painless,
Yeah.
that's good.
you know, just something to think about. We'll circle back to that tomorrow night and I'm going to put a pin in it, Tucker. I'm going to put
Right,
a pin
put
in
it in
it.
the parking lot.
Oh, Teresa Louise, I'm going to put it in the parking lot and circle back tomorrow.
Right.
I love my girl. All right, guys, we've chatted long enough. And hubby's getting restless. He's ready for bed. So with that being said, I'll see you all back here tomorrow night at 9:30. We'll do this again. Patty G, if you have any questions, hit Courtney up or me. Was it about the placement court? You can help her.
I'll take care of her.
All right. Well, good night, guys. Take care. God bless you. And thanks for joining. Heather, if you want to come back tomorrow night and hang, please do. It's always fine.
I will attempt. It depends on how much the minions wear me out tomorrow.
It's Saturday. It could be a long night.
Yes, that's true.
All right, guys. Take care.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.